I'm Shelley Bernard, author of A Real Mother, and I'm here today doing an interview with Jennifer and Chloe. And Chloe is a medical special needs child, and I have gotten so many messages and comments about special needs children and their parents and what they go through. And so I'm hoping that in doing this, and this will be one of many, that we can help educate the public a little bit about special needs children and their mothers and their families and their parents and what they go through. As everyone knows, special needs is very broad. It can cover mild Asperger's all the way up to whatever. And within each of those categories is a spectrum. So you could be on the low end or the high end of a spectrum. So anyway, I'm really happy that Jennifer and Chloe are here, and I'm going to go sit down and ask them some questions, and we'll take it from there. Thank you. Okay, thank you to Jennifer and thank you to Chloe, and we're going to start the interview. And Jennifer, I know that you have said you refer to Chloe as not a special needs child, but a medical special needs child.
Right.
And I want you to explain a little bit about that and what her condition entails.
So I consider Chloe medical special needs because that is her special need. She doesn't have any cognitive special needs. It's mostly just her medical cares, her trach and her feeding tube that she needs assistance with. So Chloe's condition is called Goldenhar, and it's a craniofacial syndrome. So Goldenhar affects the facial bones. It can affect the heart, spine, kidneys. It's a broad spectrum. It can be mild to more severe, also affecting the ears, the eyes. So Chloe, the main struggle with her condition was being born without a jawbone, because that affects her breathing and her eating, obviously. So that's been our main focus, is trying to get her having a functional jaw. And they have used her scapula bone to build up a jaw. So that's what she has now, but it's still not big enough. So we've had a lot of surgeries to try to correct that.
And how many surgeries has she had?
She's had altogether with surgeries and procedures 35.
Wow, that's a lot, Chloe. That's a lot. When you say cognitively everything is intact, her brain is perfectly normal, she understands everything and understands what we're saying and everybody else is saying.
Yep. Oh, yeah. She understands everything. She's very smart. No delays. She doesn't have special education. She's right there with everyone else in her grade level, which is 4th grade.
Well, I'd like to hear a little bit about her school. She goes to a regular school.
She goes to a regular school.
And what is her day like?
So Chloe does go to a regular school. It is the center-based school for Loveland for hearing impaired. So they have a DHH program, which is the deaf and hard of hearing. She has a teacher of the deaf that she goes to several times a week. That helps her work on her sign language. That's Chloe's form of communication is sign language, ASL, and she's 100% fluent. Chloe has an interpreter that also goes with her everywhere during the school day, and she's been with Chloe since preschool. So she knows Chloe's personality, and it just comes out, and it's adorable watching the two of them interact. And she also has a private duty nurse that goes to school with her just for safety and to give her feedings at lunchtime and snack time, and to make sure with her trach that everything is always safe. And then at the right, she just has, besides getting pulled out for speech therapy, and then the teacher of the deaf, she has a typical school day like anyone else with PE, music, art, computer, regular tests for math and reading. And her school has been awesome for her.
That's so great. Chloe, do you have a couple classes or two or three classes at school that you like the best? Like, do you like music? Do you like English?
What's your favorite thing at school in your day? Math.
Math. Good for you.
She's good at math. She's very great at reading and writing also.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Well, I saw, I think, the Christmas village that you set up, and it was beautiful. Did you set that up at your grandma's house or at your house? At your house. Good for you. As long as we're on school, let me just ask a little bit more about that, and about Chloe's friends, and about other children at school, and how they react to Chloe, how she gets along with them, and how that back and forth interaction is.
Chloe is very strong personality, so Chloe likes to tell it how it is a lot. She likes to take charge at school, and so she's got a group of friends, and they have the typical little girl drama that you would expect in fourth grade, just like a typical little girl. And sometimes her friends and her are mean to each other, but they always seem to work it out, and they're learning more skills. And for the most part, the kids have been with her since preschool.
So they know.
And so she did do first grade twice, since she had so many hospitalizations. So the whole fifth grade above her was her original class. So they all know her, and they all look out for her. And then she has her fourth grade class. And you have a couple of your pretty close friends. And the kids, and Emma, and some at your friends, and Adelene, and
nice.
You have your close little friends, and they're not little. I know you guys are getting big.
When we get older, everybody's
right.
little.
The most of the school, I mean, people are going to be people, no matter where you are. But for the most part, she's very accepted at her school and in the Loveland community.
That's
really,
wonderful.
She is. We do go in and educate every year at the beginning of the school year, so if there's new students. This year we had a whole bunch of new students the schools were combining. So we went in and we gave out pencils that said choose kind, and just explained to some of the newer faces about Chloe, so they wouldn't be caught off guard walking down the hallway. And once we do that, it seems like, we go to school and I walk through the hall with Chloe, and it's hi Chloe, or at the end of the day, it's always bye Chloe. So she's a pretty big deal at her school. Yeah, you're pretty popular there. That's what I said. She's a pretty big deal, and she's very sweet, and everyone loves her. But if there is something going on, she has no problem standing up for other kids, for herself, right?
That's
Learning
good,
a lot.
Chloe.
We've learned worked a lot at standing up for yourself and making your feelings heard, right?
And that kind of learning, I think, is really in a lot of ways more important than English and math and the grades, and we've got to learn to be accepting and to get along. Yeah.
Because if you have all of that, I feel like then the grades and other things are going to come along with it. If you're not feeling uncomfortable, if you're feeling like you're meant to be there, then you're going to be able to have more focus of not just trying to fit in, but on your education. She's getting a great education. She's a very smart little one.
I want to go back and ask you about when you were pregnant with
Uh-huh.
Chloe, and if anything was detected that was different when she was in the womb, or was this something unexpected?
So the only thing that was detected while I was pregnant with her was that she would have a small jaw.
Oh,
They somehow missed the absence of ears and that there was really no jaw. She was also born with 2 holes in her heart, and some other things that small kidneys, her intestines were malrotated. So when I went into labor, I was scheduled to go into labor, I believe 3 days after I actually did. And so when I went into labor, we knew it would be a high risk. So I had to do Flight for Life down to Denver
oh,
to PSL. That's where Chloe was delivered. And she was trached at 12 hours old.
wow.
And somehow they continued to miss the holes in her heart at that hospital. And they
Oh my goodness.
were not doing everything that they could have been doing for her
Oh my
to get her
goodness.
better. And so we decided that the best place would be for her would be Children's.
Yes.
And that's where she was transferred at 3 weeks old, and immediately they put her on life support and started doing more scans and screening for everything, and that's when they found the holes in her heart.
So how old was she when she had her first surgery?
So besides the trach and
Bless
a
you.
couple other things that happened that first day that she was born, she had her heart surgery. I believe she was 2 months old.
Okay. And
She was 2 months old when she had the heart surgery, which they were prepared for the absolute very worst. She was so sick, and they could not figure it out. The vent would not help. We had to meet with ethics doctors. They couldn't help with answers because her brain was normal and functioning normal.
right.
So it's very hard to make a decision based on quality of life because so many things were looking like they could be good, they could go worse, we're not sure. So we went for the heart surgery. They prepared us for the absolute worst.
Uh-huh.
And when she came out of that surgery, she had never looked better.
Oh,
She
Chloe.
finally had a little color. She wasn't so white. She, it was like her body was just finally ready to start functioning and getting blood to where it needed to be. And so after that, then she had a G-tube surgery to have the permanent,
Uh-huh.
semi-permanent G-tube placed instead of doing like a feeding tube through her nose.
Okay.
So that was at about 3 months. And then we would have some minor setbacks. She was on the ventilator. She would get sick so easy. So we'd have some minor setbacks. But then finally at 7 months old, she was big enough and strong enough to come home with 24/7 nursing.
How difficult
care.
for you to not have her with you all the time for 7 months?
But we spent pretty much all of
All
our
the
time
time
there.
there.
But I also have 2 other kids.
Right.
And one was 3 and one was starting kindergarten.
Oh my gosh.
And so we did manage, to juggle all 3 kids. And then we were so blessed to have the Ronald McDonald House. So we
Oh.
could stay there, or I would stay at the hospital with Chloe a lot. But I don't think I ever missed a day with her.
Oh.
Ever. I don't think I
Oh
ever
my
have.
gosh.
And so then she got to come home November 16th. It had been this year. It was 10 years ago, November 16th, that I got to bring her home.
Oh. And how do the siblings, the brother and the sister, deal with everything?
They are amazing. For them, that's interesting you ask, because my daughter is 15 now and my son is 13.
Oh,
almost
she's
14.
going to be driving.
She
Lucky
is.
you. Yeah.
Like 4 months. And she was saying just the other day that we have certain medical supplies in our house, you know, her
Right.
feeding tubes or whatever,
Right.
that sometimes when her friends come over, they're like, what is that? And she's like, it's just something that's always been there. I've never realized that like every
Right.
house
It's
doesn't
what they
have
know.
these.
Yeah.
Or, so yeah, it's the only thing they've known. They were so young when she was born.
Right.
They're very protective of their sister. They fight. Also, they're like typical siblings. Her and her brother really like to get on each other's nerves.
Ah, the brother.
But her brother and her sister are just, I mean, she loves them so much and they love her, and it's just how it is, huh?
What, in terms of her tracheotomy, like, what's a typical day like for you at home? Like on the weekend? And I mean, it's been 10 years now, so you're used to
It's like
feeding her that way. But does Chloe get to taste food, or how does it work for her?
Chloe gets to taste anything she likes as long as it's safe, and as long as she has someone supervising. So, what's your favorite thing? I know. Oh, I thought it was something else. She says her favorite thing is pancakes, but I thought it was cotton candy. That's her first. Pancakes is her second, cotton candy
Okay.
is her first.
Okay. Not bad choices. Mine would be chocolate. Do you like chocolate?
She likes everything. I don't even think she's really tried something she doesn't like. What? You don't remember, but you remember there was something you
There
didn't
was
like.
something, yeah.
But yeah, so it's just so routine. It's just like, you know, you make your family dinner every night. For
Right.
Chloe, it's just such a routine of feeding her.
Right.
In that she wears a little tiny backpack, so she can basically just eat pickles. You like pickles? You like those? So yeah, it's just she can get her little feeding in her backpack, and she can eat at any time, no matter what we're
Oh,
doing
really?
or where we're at.
Oh,
And it's just we're very scheduled, very routined.
okay.
Weekends are the same. Vacations basically are the same.
Yeah.
The only thing would be Chloe doesn't get to go swimming at like hotel pools and stuff like that. You do get to stand and play, yeah.
Is there a possibility of that changing?
Well, that is the hope. The hope is that we can get her jaw functioning.
Uh-huh.
And we're kind of like bouncing around a couple different ideas
Mhm.
of when and how that's going to happen. And so we can get her jaw functioning. She could possibly learn how to swallow and eat. And then the trach, we're pretty close on getting the trach out.
I guess one of the things that, you know, I knew, but I was not totally aware of, as I think most of the public are, is how many special needs children there are. Even though all of us, including myself, have something, it may be invisible, but it's there.
Right.
Or it may be visible, as in Chloe's case. We seem to be a long way away of being very accepting of what people may need, what they're going through, whether it's emotional, whether it's physical, or whatever. If you had something to say to the general public, as well as to mothers or parents of special needs children, what would you say? And you could probably write a book, but
what I would say, or want people to know, that maybe don't have a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? Not experience, but exposure to kids with special needs or people with special needs is really, you know, they do just want to be accepted. The families just want to be accepted. We don't want to show up and everybody at the playground leaves, or
No.
you know, and that happens, or stares, or says things.
Chloe, let
if-
me ask you about that, sweetie. So, when a person, an adult, or someone your age, or any age, says something to you that is, your mother said you were very strong, which is good. That's a good thing. And you're also sweet, which is a great combination. But when somebody says something hurtful to you and you don't know them, how does it make you feel? What do you do? How do you...
Makes her sad.
Sad. Makes you sad. Do you talk to somebody about that? Do you talk to your mother about that? And that's helpful for you? Yes. And have you ever had to like confront or talk to a person that has been mean to you? Like we're talking about mean girl syndrome. No. You just,
Usually, I will do that for her.
yeah. Yeah. Because everybody needs an advocate. Even people that are well and they're just going in for a normal surgery, doctors make mistakes all the time, and we all need an advocate. So in your situation, thank God for your mother, right? And your siblings and your grandmother and all the love that you have, and what you give to them. And what would you say would be, Jennifer,
You're fine.
the greatest things you've learned from Chloe?
Oh my gosh. Chloe's taught me so many things. Chloe has taught me that you can never ever give up. You just have to keep going. Every day is a new day. Chloe's taught me to look at the little things in life and be appreciative of so many things that before I had Chloe, I did not understand. Just little beauties in life and acceptance, and just that we're just in a shell.
Yes.
You know, this is just
Going through life.
a shell. And the beauty really is from the inside. And if you're a good person, from the inside it does radiate out.
Yes.
And that's like Chloe. She can just walk into a room and it's not because she looks different. She just lights it up because of her presence. And she's so strong and she's so positive and brave. She's so brave, and I've had to learn
Yeah.
to be so brave alongside with her, because we do just do all of this together. And let's finish this. And so yeah, Chloe's just taught me to look for beauty and know that. I mean, I think Chloe's the most beautiful person I've ever seen in my life, and I am her mom, but it's true. And yeah, just to keep, and you know, and even when she was really little and she just started to notice the people staring, for a long time she'd say, I don't care. And as she gets older, I think it bugs her a little bit more, just because she's more impressionable. And
Well, she's got those typical feelings, Chloe, like
Right.
we've all had.
We all
know,
do.
You hit middle school, and it's like I was bullied all through middle school, and it was horrible.
Yeah.
And so it's gosh, I wish parents would teach their children
I know it does. It
more
starts.
and teach them better.
It starts at home, and exposure is
Yes.
so huge
Yes.
because
Yes.
you can, I believe, you know, you can teach your kids some of these things, but you have to get them out in the world. You have to expose them to this. You have to expose them to people that are different with, you know, wheelchairs or craniofacial differences or Down syndrome, whatever it may
Yes.
be. And if you do that at such a young age, I mean, she has cousins that are just like, it's just Chloe. And
Right.
they've been around her since they were babies. It's Chloe. That's so many of her friends. They don't even. It's just They don't treat her like she's fragile or she's gonna break. They just treat her like she's just one of the other kids, and that's because they've been exposed and they've been around and they realize, oh, she's just normal. She just talks with her hands. That's basically
Right.
it.
Right.
And so yeah, it's getting involved with your community, you know,
Uh-huh.
you're staying, like, you know, there's a lot of support groups for all of us parents and stuff, but it's the general public that needs to
Be educated.
more educated. And these kids are not, or adults, whoever, they're not scary. They are one of the things that I just, before I had Chloe, I never understood how you could see a parent with special needs or somebody and they're like, it's just such a blessing. It's such a blessing. I'm like, I don't know. That is so true. It just makes you look at life so differently that I feel like we have gotten, besides all the pain and the suffering that Chloe has had to go through and will have to go through, you know, for a lot of her life. It has been like just such a unique, interesting life that we've gotten.
Yes.
Not boring at all.
Yes.
Our life definitely isn't boring, and it's just been an amazing experience. I mean, obviously I hate watching her go through what she goes through, but watching her turn into this little girl and this young lady that she's becoming, it's just been such a blessing. And stop.
Well, when you talk about, I have to go back and just, the one word bravery really struck me. A lot of things have, but bravery is such a difficult thing. And then when you watch someone that is special needs or whatever horrific things some people go through, you think, oh my gosh, if they can go through that, if they can be that brave, then I know I can be, or I have to be for them. And I've had those instances in life, you know, with other people, and I think we all have. And so, what an amazing gift, Chloe. So
She
many.
is. I just feel like she's such an old soul. She just has so much
Yeah.
teaching to do here, and she's gonna make a big difference in this world. She already is.
Well, she already has in just 10 years. Well, is there anything else that you want to say in terms of what you need from the public? You've kind of covered that, and
Just, you know, we're advocates for the craniofacial community, and because they do wear their disability on their face,
yeah.
and just to accept them and, you know, say hi. They're just normal.
Yes.
Just say hi to them, and
Yes.
yeah, they're not scary. I just think this group of, we've met a lot of people with craniofacial disabilities and syndromes over the last couple months, and they're just amazing people.
Yeah.
They really are, because they have to overcome. We're all insecure, you know.
Everybody
And
has their
they
stuff.
have right here. There's no hiding this, and they
No.
are so
So
strong.
exposed. So
Yeah.
exposed. Yeah.
Yeah. We went to a special retreat this summer. That was the Children's Craniofacial Association retreat.
Where was
And
that?
It's called the CCA, is what it's the abbreviation, and it's an organization put together. Actually, Cher founded it, and
Oh, really?
yeah, after she did the movie Mask.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So it's this huge organization, and they help with so many amazing things. They help if you know, travel, when you're doing hospitalizations and stuff like that.
Oh,
But
how
every
wonderful.
year they put together, please stop. They put together a retreat, and it's a different place every year over the country. So this last one was in Scottsdale. Next year will be in Austin.
Oh,
And
wow.
it's a couple days where everybody gets to get together, and you get to meet other families, and this was our first year, and it was the most amazing experience, because it was like she finally got to be on vacation. wasn't like we
Oh,
went somewhere
Chloe,
and
that's
went
wonderful.
on vacation and everybody's still staring at her. It was like
She
was
was
just
there.
surrounded by
She
all
was-
of these people
yes.
that could understand her, and I got to meet so many parents.
How
and
wonderful.
The siblings got to meet siblings, and it is something we will definitely try to do every year because it was just amazing.
Yeah.
And there was a special dog there even.
There was.
Yeah.
What was the deal with the dog?
So the dog had a cleft lip.
Oh.
And this woman has set up her own organization, and it includes helping animals with special needs.
Oh, I
And
just saw the other day online a little dog that has two tails, and one tail is in the front, but it's under his skin. But you can just see this little tail. He was adorable.
Oh, cute. So yeah, I mean, it was just a great experience, and for her to actually see and be like, oh my gosh, I'm not by myself.
Strength in numbers, and I'll tell you what, I think it's so important for everyone to know that they're not alone, no matter
Yeah.
what they're going through. Somebody else is going through it
Absolutely.
too. So,
Yeah.
well, Chloe, thank you so much for this time. It was a pleasure, and thank you so much, Jennifer.
Yeah.
And we'll be in touch.
I love to share her story. It's a good one. She
It
has
is a good story. And I must say, whoever picked out your clothes today, if it was you, your mom did? Okay. Well, she did a good job, and you do a good job of wearing it. Very hip.
It's all you. Huh? They
Thank
were
you.
all in your
Thank you
room.
very much. And I just wish for you everything that's good. And I appreciate you so much, and I appreciate your mom. Thank you so very much.
What do you say? Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.